Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Walking Dead After Show here on the Stream.tv. I am your host, Sue Castillo, with my cohorts, Timothy Michael and Michael Tiberi. And holy balls,
oh my God.
was this episode.
Hold on.
Woo!
I mean, like Call of Duty meets The Walking Dead. It was like all kinds of stuff. I knew about memories back for you.
Yo, what do you mean it brought back memories?
Because you were in the military, and that's what I thought was
when
like
you were in
so
Fallujah.
yeah, when you were shooting everybody last week. I forgot about that.
I was like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that time in Santa Monica. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, you know what? This episode, boy, it was something. I mean, at first they threw us off with the, tiptoeing through the window music with Carol. I was like, wait a minute, is this Walking Dead or Grey's Anatomy? What's going on? I mean, we asked for Carol, and they delivered.
And we received.
And
we
we
received the homegrown version of Carol in the kitchen, commercial, baking.
Yeah, didn't you say that this was a commercial?
Like a Betty Crocker commercial. I was waiting for the kids to come down and like fight over the waffles, and that would have been like the complete scene.
The icing on the cake, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Or hanging out in front of the sink, drinking the coffee while she look out the window at the kids playing. I mean, it was just so, we asked for it. She made the cookies, and then, the cookies segued into some other kind of cookies.
I know.
When she was talking to the dude.
I'm so happy about. I mean, we all were like last couple episodes, like who's gonna hook up, like who do you think is gonna get some love in their life? Carol was like the last on my list. I didn't even think her mind was in that place, and then all of a sudden this guy who we still don't know his name. If you know his name, shout him out in the YouTube chat. But I don't know his name. And
I don't know his name.
We'll just call him Guy, I guess. For now.
Carol was ready to go.
Yo, Carol was all about that flannel.
I love it.
Flannel
I love
Sanders?
it. I feel like she was just like, you know what? My age, can't get pregnant anymore.
I don't think she's that old.
Here we
it's just
go.
the gray hair that throws her off.
Don't talk smack about that.
She had like a 7-year-old
fox.
daughter. Like, I don't think she's that old.
Well,
there's no cobwebs down there yet.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think she's gonna have a child though. Is what I'm saying.
We hope not. Listen,
not.
we don't need any more in this
don't.
world.
This is gonna be a daycare at this point.
But you did mention when last episode you guys had sent in the question asking us like who do we think that was going to be like the next romantic interest or whatever, and I know you said you wanted what was that thing about Daryl and Carol?
Yeah.
But I guess there's no Daryl and Carol.
I didn't think that. I guess not.
I'm happy though. I'm happy that Carol's starting to get somebody, and then Rick and the group finally show up with the 1 month supply of food. Says there's going to be a family meeting at the church with everybody, and that's when Rick, is telling everyone about, this is what we're kind of tasked to do, and it's a vote, which I was surprised because last episode it wasn't a vote. Maggie said, "You give us 1 month food. Right now, we'll get it taken care of, deal." And they shook hands and everything. So that's why it confused me on why they were having a family meeting in the church and putting it to a vote.
I think that Rick just wanted to include all of Alexandria rather than just making the executive decision to do that and being more of like a dictator. I think that if the Alexandrians had said no, then him and his group, who originally went to the Hilltop, would have been like, fine, we'll just take care of it. Like, we do everything. But I'm glad that didn't happen. But Morgan's ass stood up and was like,
of course he
my
did.
Nerves again.
But we hadn't seen Morgan in a very long time.
I don't want to see him.
Thank you. There's a reason we hadn't
He came back and just started shit.
just started all the time.
He is. He's such an instigator because, when Carol was out handing out cookies, she had that one cookie left or whatever, and Morgan rolls up on her and he asked the question, which I was glad that they addressed, hello, continuity. How come you didn't say anything to Rick? How come you didn't tell anything to Rick? And how come everybody else who was there, Rosita, Eugene, Tara, Denise, none of them told anybody anything about what happened? How come? And, I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, why didn't they say anything? What's going on with Carol? And then she puts that cookie on the ground at Sam's grave.
I thought that was nice. I thought that was a nice gesture.
Nice.
Yo, I thought that was flipping wasteful.
I know you thought it was wasteful. I thought it was
People
a nice
starving.
gesture.
That beet cookie don't need to go to that boy. He gonna eat it where he's at. And then Morgan stands up in the church, and it was just like, but can we beat him? Like, sit down, Morgan.
We've had enough.
We've had enough
seriously.
of you. Take your walking stick and walk.
Did you guys all see Jesus' face looking at Morgan, though, in that shot? Ooh. When Morgan was, like, saying all this stuff, he was like, Like,
Who are you?
Yeah.
Are you crazy? Like, do you not know who these people are? Like,
How can you miss his glorious eyes?
I know.
Staring.
You know, I look for them every episode.
Every
Where is he at?
episode. But yeah, he was like, can we beat them? And then he made the other statement of, we'll take care of them. They always come back, kind of thing to Rick. And I loved, like, and we said this too, like, where's Aaron? You know, where was
Aaron's
Aaron?
back, yeah.
Here's the thing, where's Aaron? Aaron stood up and he was just like, you know what? I'm not going to let them do this to us again. I won't, you know? And I was like, good on you, Aaron. Where's Aaron's husband?
We don't know where there's a lot of people have been gone.
There's a lot of people have been gone. I'm glad they're bringing some people back, but I think something's going to happen with Aaron. I just don't want to spoil anything yet. But going back to the church scene, I think so. But going back to the church scene, I love what Rick said on the way out, like dropping the mic and was like, not everybody has to kill, but everybody has to accept it, which is essentially a really good point because it's like, okay, yeah, you don't have to kill, fine, whatever your religious beliefs, you could be all Jedi, nightstick, whatever, but you actually have to accept it. And what bothers me is that if Carol had blown up his spot about everything that happened with the wolf and Denise, like that would have just given Rick more ammunition to be like, sit your ass down. But she didn't do that, which I have a little more respect for Carol for just protecting Denise. But yeah.
Wait, why was she protecting Denise?
Because everything that happened with Denise and her trying to save the wolf, they didn't want, I guess, backfire to go on Denise about, well, why'd you try to save him? Why didn't you just let him die after he got bit? Remember?
Oh.
I think that's what it was. I don't know. I'm
okay. Because that whole thing kind of confused me too. Because I was like, Denise, a doctor. I mean, I know the world has shot to shit, but you know, she took a Hippocratic oath. You know, do no harm, help people, and so you know what? Well, actually, no, she didn't. She was a veterinarian. My bad. I was like, what else? What else?
You're mixing up oaths here. I think you're mixing up a lot
I think
of
she was
oaths.
a doctor. Remember, she didn't even know how to like.
I will cut all dogs.
Yeah.
And they will all go to heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I mixed it. Never mind. So yeah, I guess she would have got, you know, in trouble for that. But you know what? I kind of wish they would have blown up Morgan's spot. That's just me. Because shut up, Morgan. And then we get to and then Rick said we're gonna kill them all.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, like you said. And then Tara had this like. It was funny because it reminded me of when I made the comment about Jesus hooking up with somebody. You kind of gave me this look. That was the kind of look that Tara was giving to Rick. Like, he was like, we're going to kill them all. And she was like, well, you know what, bitch? I know some information. I ain't telling all you people. And then Carol, you know, I'm very interested in finding out about that because in the book, like Carol gets up in the middle of the night, she starts scribbling in this book, and I saw the thing where it was like terminus, and then a number, and then WS, and then she finally writes 18, and I don't know what all those numbers are, but I'm just assuming it's just how many people she killed?
I think so. I think that Morgan is getting into her head and making her be a little bit more accountable of all the lives that she's taken. Because in the book it said Terminus and then Candle Woman. Remember that crazy old woman that was in that candle room and she like killed her trying to save Rick in the group from Terminus? I think that she's taking accountability of all the people that she's killed. But I think Morgan's getting to her. And I don't like it. I don't like it.
Nothing good has come from Morgan coming back into the picture.
No.
And then we've got the conversation between Maggie and Glenn, where she says she's made the deal with the Hilltop, and so she has to come because of that. Which then I was just like, oh Jesus, no Lord, I'm scared. And I mean, a lot of this stuff, even up to this point, like, is it very similar to what's going on in the comics so far? Or
It's the timeline is a little different, but I mean it's essentially the same kind of everybody going to this is a little different because this isn't how they've encountered Negan in the comics. So Negan was a little bit more pop up and like, oh crap, who are you? Like in 2 episodes ago when the guys showed up on the bikes, that's how it is in the comics. Like they kind of come out of nowhere. So it's a little different.
It's a little bit different. So they're using some things and then just substituting it out because they're really trying to. They're really milking us with trying to get us, you know, satiated and like salivating for Negan showing up, and then. You know, and then Carol.
Bound chicka wow wow, she's getting it in.
Go time.
When he said,
It was blast off.
I am worried about tomorrow. He was like, you do things that terrify me. And don't worry, Carol, I've heard that before too. And he said, you're a mom, and then she was like, well, am I a mom to you? What
did he say?
He said, you something else
to me. I was even wet. I was like, I was like, get it.
Oh, The Walking Dead after show.
Late night Walking Dead after show.
And then they just started making out.
And then they started making
good.
out.
Get it, YOLO.
It was good.
That was good. That was hype.
You always got the Tiberi seal of approval, so you know it's good. And then, ooh,
I know what you're gonna say.
Not a fan.
No.
Abraham.
Oh, shit,
Sir,
that's fucked up.
ooh, sir. That was...
Sue jumped through the TV
Michael,
and
even
started.
you had to admit that was messed up.
That was cold. That was cold AF.
Michael?
That was freezing.
Michael,
like,
is that how you break up with people, Michael?
Post-it breakup. That is.
When he was just like, when he dropped that line where he was like, what did he say? Why are dingleberries brown?
Oh,
That's just the way shit is.
That's just the way shit is.
that's the worst. I was like, what? And
I was
then
like,
she
wait,
just...
what?
And then kick a woman while she's down was like, when I met you, I thought that you were the only woman on earth.
You were gonna be the last
Wait,
woman
you were
on
gonna be
Earth.
the last. Yeah.
Yes.
I was like,
Turns out I
what?
was wrong.
And
It's like,
speaking of the comics, this whole thing was huge in the comics. It was a little different because he was leaving Rosita for Holly. Remember the Holly girl
yeah.
that she got killed off really early. So I guess they're substituting that. But he was leaving her for Holly, and that whole thing happened. And then she kind of roommates with Eugene, and he kind of builds her back up. So I'm kind of interested in seeing that. But that was a big comic book scene too. And he says the same line of, I thought you were going to be the last woman.
I thought you were the last
also,
woman
like,
on Earth.
hold up.
Cold.
No, but you know what? Hold up about? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Abraham. All right, first of all, I thought you were the last woman on Earth. That's some messed up cold stuff. Like, Rosita was all good and dandy laying up underneath you, and you were fine with that, and you met how many freaking people? Rick's group, and you still laid up with Rosita, and then you just cold bust Rosita like that?
Yeah.
And let's be clear, how many days ago when she gave him that necklace,
right.
he was laid up
They
with
left
her
that on the
then.
floor, though. He left that on the floor when they got attacked last episode, so he
No,
was
I know
already gone. He was already checked out.
I know he did, but man, you want to talk about scandalous. If you don't want to be with, listen, not even the Walking Dead rules. Let me tell y'all something.
We're about to
viewers.
give Sue a sedative here.
Yes.
Calm her down.
Boy, you gonna have to hold me back, 'cause I almost went through the TV. You don't want to be with somebody? Then don't be with somebody. Just be honest about it. Don't sleep with them. Get your rocks off, and then talk about why dingleberries brown and stuff, packing up your stuff and then leaving. That's just rude.
I mean, and if we're gonna look at that, at least he kind of was honest. He was honest on some level. I'm just gonna play devil's advocate here, but he was honest on some level. He said how he
I'm
felt.
like 3, 2, 1 till Sue jumps across and starts
could've said
strangling
it-
you.
He could have said it in a better way, but at least he told her straight up. At least he didn't try to play Sasha and play Rosita and try to see them both. At least he didn't do anything like that. So I gotta give him some kind of credit. Do I like how he did it? No.
Let me tell you, I wanted to rip that
hated
mother.
his
I wanted
metaphors.
to rip his mutton chop mustache right off his face, cold bastard.
But what about when she walks out of the room, or when he walks out of the room?
Oh, and Eugene was
Eugene's
like,
just standing-
Eugene's cooking is really good, and it's so sweet.
Man, bless Eugene's heart.
I mean, yeah, but also like,
I know it's like not the time, but he has like a famous sense of timing.
Yeah.
Like he'll just say the most random things at the most random
Yeah,
times.
it was very, you know what, I'm not gonna lie, it was very kind of like mild Asperger's, kind of like he just doesn't know the social cues and what certain things are going on, and so he just doesn't know how to respond, so he's just being his authentic self, and it's just not the best time, but I mean, dang. Y'all tell us what you think. We're getting ready to go to a commercial break. Tell us what you think in the comments section. I mean, I was hyped about that, but you let me know. Maybe I'm
Sue's
in the
heated.
wrong. So stay tuned. Use the hashtag TWDAS. Stay connected, and we will be right back.
See you guys soon.
you were on a heat.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Oh, you'd want to take the time travel the whole way back.
Oh my God.
We had a crazy vampire threesome.
And you can't unsee that. That's burned into my brain now.
I was like,
How did you get here? No.
Look at me, I'm dancing.
You know why we saying yes. You know why we saying yes.
He was like, yeah, I'll tell you whatever you want.
He is like something.
And we're like, inseparable.
She was shadier than Sunglass Hut with Ray-Bans on sale, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
It wasn't. So come on.
You just went to a totally different direction on that.
When a billionaire goes broke, it means he's got like $4 million.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
I found her to be deliciously out of control.
Oh man, looking forward to this fight.
Ooh, they about to get together. Watch, it's about to go down.
Somebody better take some pictures of this.
She just slapped the crap out of Nick.
And he's just
It's all good.
You can't count anything out.
Look at you.
It's been another awesome night at the Stream.TV, guys.
Thank you for joining us, you guys.
Yes.
We love you.
Oh my goodness, I was so hyped. I was having flashbacks. Now, welcome back to the Walking Dead After Show here on the Stream.TV, and we're gonna jump right into it at the facility. We finally get to see the Savior's facility, and I don't know, we're glossing over a lot of stuff, but we ain't got that much time, y'all. So we get right to the facility where they got the walk ahead and presenting it to the group and trying to get into the compound and everything, and oh my goodness, like Daryl just came out the I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
This is everything I dreamed of right now. I wanted it.
It was like so organized. It was so instinct. They had planned
Yeah,
this to the
that
T.
was some
They were like,
choreographed shit.
Cut him,
Oh.
take the body, move that, act like he's not there. This guy comes out, Michonne's
Yes.
I was like,
Squad goals.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
digging into my purse, getting my camel ready. I was like, win, y'all. Like, yes. And then
Yeah, I loved it.
The other guy came out, Michonne, got him like she did Ron. Yo, she pulled, that's a twofer, Michelle.
Yeah.
Michonne, I almost said Michelle.
With that move. That's her signature move.
Yeah.
now.
That's her
It's
signature
becoming
move.
one. Yeah.
It should be. It's
Yeah.
a fatality move. But
then they go
When
into
they
the-
all descended on that building, though, that part
great.
was
From
fucking
all
was
angles,
awesome.
it was-
Sorry.
Yeah.
It was
completely
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
oh my goodness, they were so coordinated, and I'm just like, good on y'all. Even the Alexandrians, when they were moving through the hallways, I mean, I was just like, oh, look at them cover the corner, going down the hall, looking this way, looking that way. I mean, just getting it, and then they get into the rooms. They start knifing people,
Oof.
and then
Yeah.
then going back down the hallway, covering this corner, covering each other's backs, and all this kind of stuff. Then we get to Sasha and Abraham. Abraham, you too busy looking at Sasha's booty. That is why that dude snuck up on you.
I was like, what?
And
You're
rang
not
the
paying
alarm.
Attention. Come on.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Sets
I
off
was
the
so
whole
mad,
facility.
yeah.
Sets
Yeah.
off the whole facility. You know what? That is a running theme. When you don't do what you're supposed to be doing, when you think that your part, as small as it may be, doesn't have some kind of ripple effect. Look at Morgan. Look at all the decisions Morgan made and how that put and jeopardized a lot of people's lives, and how he tried to stand up in the church, saying all this crap, and then Abraham breaking up with Rosita, making decisions that he's making, staring at Sasha booty, and then not covering the hallway, and then rings the alarm. You know, and then, I mean, we'll get to the end of the episode. I feel like Abraham, that whole situation contributed to it. But then, you know, we got, you know, Glenn finally having to kill.
Yeah.
You know, and then him sacrificing, you know, because Heath couldn't do it.
I guess like his conscience.
Yeah, and so I felt like Glenn was taking one for the team.
Yeah.
In an essence, so that Heath didn't have to carry that burden, and even though Heath didn't have to, he kind of did anyway, carried the burden with him. And then you've got Tara talking to the priest. She in the car with Father Gabriel, Father Gabriel, and Jesus in the back, always watching. And talking about how she lied to her girlfriend because of what she was thinking about before. And then when we talked about the church, what she was thinking about before was, you know, she'd been through this before with the governor. You know,
I'm so glad that they brought that up because it was a real turning point for Tara's character in general in this whole entire series. That she and the governor, they were all part of this group to go and attack the prison and do all this stuff. And we all saw what happened with that. You know, Herschel died and a lot of people died. But I'm glad that they were smart enough to bring that up because I wasn't even in that frame of mind when we were all like, yeah, get it, do it.
Yeah.
But then when she said that, it kind of took me out, and I was like, wow, yeah, she's right. Yeah, she doesn't like doing this. She didn't like doing it in the first place, and she's not gonna like doing it now. No matter whose group, no matter how right it feels, it still isn't right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know about whether it's like right or like I don't know. I guess the way I feel about it is like it's not like they're going to a community, you know, kind of like Hilltop and you know like Alexandria, where you got women and children, innocent people, you know, just trying to survive against just the walkers and bad people. You got actual bad people. I mean, it's no different than terrorists. You look at Glenn when he walked in that room. They couldn't kill the one little I don't know, cholo-looking dude laying in the
True.
bed, and he had Polaroids of people busted faces. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That person doesn't deserve to live. And
But
then,
that's why, like Jesus said in the car, he was like, well, at least now you know what you're fighting for. When she was like, oh, do you love your girlfriend? And she was like, yeah. And he's like, well, now you know what you're
Now you
fighting for.
know what you're
Just to
fighting
put in
for.
perspective for her. I mean, yeah.
Of
but
course.
it's still hard. Even that whole scene with them killing people in their sleep, even I was like, that's hard. Like, these people didn't do
That's
anything to them
brutal,
yet.
yeah.
Like, it's hard to be like, you know what?
There is something
I don't-
about that.
I mean, come on. It's like you don't know these people. They
Yeah.
haven't attacked you personally,
I
and
agree.
you're going into their rooms and killing them in their sleep.
In sleep. That's the part that's hard because it's
Yeah.
like they're not even fighting back with you.
Yeah.
well, I guess I'm just a little bit cold-blooded and have different worldwide experience.
That's
but
for sure.
it's
I'm
just,
scared.
yeah, it's just
No,
one of the,
I know
well,
what you mean. Yeah, no.
it's
not
just
that-
one of those things. Like I get it, but you know, it's what these people have done before. I'm sure we haven't seen a lot of, but we'll see what they're actually really capable of in the long run. But then you look at, okay, so then we've got the alarm going off. Rick is shooting.
I'm crazy.
Everyone.
Everybody is shooting crazy. It's a
Yeah.
montage. And then you got Glenn and Heath. They accidentally
to-
find the armory and go
Accidentally.
Scarface.
Loved it though when they slid through that and they just looked around and they were like,
Yes.
oh yeah, it's go time now.
Yeah.
Through the door.
And then they open the door,
Yeah.
and then you see all the carnage. I was like, no. This is, oh, I
It's
love
porn
it.
to you.
I love it. And then, yeah, and then they open the door, and then what happens? One of the dude is actually still alive, and what happens? Jesus saves. Jesus
He always
came
does.
through, just pop, killed that dude, saved Glenn and Heath, and then
And then they open the door for the facility and it's daytime. And I was
Yeah.
like, they were there all night? Like, that was
all night.
Yeah.
Because they were supposed to get there at midnight, right? And
Yeah,
so they
midnight.
were there all night.
They were all
And then
They
that
were doing
guy
work.
comes out on the bike.
Yes.
And then Rosita, you said Rosita's got a lot of internal stuff happening.
Yes, she did. Because you know what? In that facility, you look at it, like Rosita just got broken up with the night before. And that girl composed herself, went on this mission. The guy who ditched her is on the same mission. And she saw that motorcycle dude. She was like, I got this. Bah, bah. Like, I was like, go ahead, girl. She was probably picturing Abraham. And then they said, lower your guns.
Over the walkie.
We got a Carol and a Maggie.
Yeah.
We didn't touch on that, but Carol and Maggie did stay back.
Yeah.
And Maggie only stayed back because she was pregnant. And Carol only stayed back because she didn't want anything to happen to Maggie because she's pregnant. And now they got him.
And look what happens.
And
And
look what
now,
happens.
and now look what happens. Okay, so let's get right into the questions. We've got a question from our friends over at the undeadwalking.com, and that question is pulling it up right now. Okay, Angel Sepinen, I think I'm pronouncing it right, and I'm so sorry if I didn't. On Facebook, asks, who would you rather have lead your group of survivors, Deanna or Gregory? Deanna kept her people safe by shielding them from outside and was well liked, but Gregory faced situations head on and has built a great community while dealing with outside forces, but is kind of a jerk. So which do you think would be a better leader? What do you guys?
I don't know. I think I like Deanna better just because we were able to see her kind of full arc. Yes, we didn't like her in the beginning, but toward the end there, she was more of a leader, if
Yeah.
you will, planning for the future and looking out for her people, which I did like about her. She did look out for her people a
Yeah.
lot. I feel like with Gregory, we don't really know much about him yet. He just seems like a douchebag. So right now, I would say Deanna. That's just my opinion.
What about you?
Yeah, I would agree. I think that I'm a little bit. I almost want to say Gregory, but I know.
Why?
But part of me is like, but he acts too much in the moment to me. Like it's not like he's not like Deanna to me thinks things through, and she knows the consequences that could happen. So it's like you want somebody in that position where you're gonna have someone who's gonna be thinking ahead and who's gonna be like maybe trying to like something better in the future, not necessarily what's right right at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel the same way. I'm voting. I feel like Deanna is the better leader, and that's just because when you look at the leading style between Deanna and Gregory, it's like, okay, yeah. So Gregory dealt with things head on, kind of, not really. He was kind of a chicken shit, if you think about it. He reminds me of one of those leaders who would just tell you to do something just because he want to like bow up and like flex himself and like really posture and things like that. Deanna, I felt like she would write a check and she has the money to back it up,
Yes,
kind of thing. And
that's
that's
a
the
good
kind of
example.
leader that I like. The
Yeah.
leader who not only just gives out an order, she's willing to do the work and get her hands dirty to
Right.
do it too,
Yeah.
to get the job done. That's just on, what about y'all? Any other questions?
There was one that was saying something along the lines of, do we think that this episode was some major foreshadowing for Glenn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were
I
all
think
kind
we're
of
all on that
thinking
page.
that maybe this episode something could have happened.
I don't
You know,
think this episode, but I think
No.
it's definitely coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you saw when they said we got a Carol and a Maggie, and they quickly shot to Glenn and his reaction. My heart, Lord,
Yeah,
my heart.
And I just want to bring up another question from.
it's going to be some sort of choice.
Yeah, definitely. At Ainsley Hope actually asked us a really good question. She asked us, who do we think, or who do we associate best with in the series as characters? Like, who do we relate to the most?
Ooh.
And I thought that was a great question. You go
Oh,
first.
how about- no,
You go
no, no.
first.
I was gonna
Don't
say-
don't
no.
say Glenn just because you're Asian either.
Damn it. No, you know what I was going to say? I was going to say each of us pick our own, and then we pick who we think you
Ooh,
would
that's a
be.
good one.
Ooh,
Okay,
I
okay.
like that a lot.
Okay.
Oof. Okay.
I already got yours.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you want to tell me?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
As
yes.
you say it, I don't know. Okay, you go. Go.
Spencer.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, that's a good one.
I was thinking Aaron just because there are other people who had said that they reminded you of
Yeah,
Aaron.
that is true. People have said that in
Yeah.
the past.
I love Aaron.
I do too.
Oh. I like Spencer. Spencer's getting there. I was just talking about when he was.
Who do you say you are?
For me, I'm like Morgan. Just kidding. Who's the worst person? I want to. I mean, yeah. Now I feel like I'm like tainted by your answer, but I would agree with Spencer. Yeah, it
you
seems
saw
like a
yourself as-
good fit, right?
Okay. I mean, yeah, I think so. I think his arc is. You know what I think it is? I think we're rubbing off on you, and you're.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
little
you're
bit.
growing.
Yeah, I'm
You're
expanding.
growing, Yeah.
Oh, do me next.
Okay. You. I feel like. I definitely feel like. Damn, I honestly feel like it's the Carol of this episode.
Really? See, I was gonna say Glenn.
I was too.
Right? I was gonna say I think
yeah.
Glenn is.
I do
more
think
me.
Glenn Pugh, and not because it's like a main character,
but yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think Glenn is more me, just because he's a little bit more chill and he's got that whole like, his friends are family and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
got
yeah.
like his inner battle with killing thing. I just think.
But
Glenn
see,
is
you know
more
why I was
me.
saying the Carol from this episode and not like the Carol from like this whole season is because like she killing, man. But I felt like because she was very like political mindset, you know, very like PC. Like she knows everybody, knows what like rubs them the wrong way, doesn't rub them the wrong way, so she can kind of handle everybody accordingly. She made those cookies, make them feel safe, and just really, I think that was her way of touching base with everyone and finding out where their head at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like you got that kind of mindset.
I like that.
Yeah.
See, with you, I was thinking Rick.
Oh, but
See,
I was not
What
thinking
were you gonna
Rick.
say?
Michonne.
Oh, but still,
'Cause-
it's that alpha dog kind of personality.
yeah.
But at the same time,
Because
it's
like I'm not gonna take any of your shit.
Exactly.
That's what I gather.
That's
from you.
exactly it.
It
There's
was
no
the
like-
Walker head punching, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't you guys tell us who do you feel like
you relate to, or
we remind you of the
Yeah.
show, or you relate to? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And use the hashtag TWDAS. Stay connected here on the stream.tv. We'll be live next Sunday. Tweet to us because we respond to that as well. We love hearing from you guys.
Yeah.
But before we go, because the last
Thank
bit of
you.
it, shout outs as we promised. So the first shout out goes to @Tiago and Silva from Twitter. Thank you so much for constantly tweeting to us, sending us questions, statements, even memes and gifts and all that kind of stuff.
We
We love it. We also want to shout out Right Girl Gone Bad and Anna M from YouTube. Thanks, girls. We love you too. We want to shout out Mick Rukiadu98 on YouTube. You know what? We love you.
And
love
your feedback.
Oh
and
my
that,
God.
That profile photo is everything.
Oh,
if that's
it is,
you, you're beautiful.
It is flawless. And then, last but not least, Mike Rawlings.
Yes, Mike, we got you, boo.
Mike, we got you. Yes, brother, you can get a
Yes,
shout
I
out.
love this.
Yes,
You can
Mike,
get a shout out
you
for
can.
sure.
So stay connected. We will be shouting out more of your lovely faces and comments. Stay connected. Use the hashtag TWDAS. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
See you next episode. Woo, clam hands.
Clam.
For more of the Walking Dead after show,
Click that button and subscribe to the stream.tv.